Podcast.
Sam gets all the pussy.
Why did you have to start it with that?
Sam gets all the pussy.
My one very bad joke has led to this. Oh god, what are you going to type now?
just vamp for a bit.
Okay, right. So this is the L&L Comedy Podcast. This is us talking now for approximately about another few minutes, trying to keep you moderately entertained after the success of last week's brilliant stories and photos.
Jukes, no, he doesn't.
Again, welcome to the podcast. This is what it's descended to.
Probably some editing in there somewhere.
2 weeks, just some beeps, just like beep. It's a continuous long one, just to get thrown in there. Oh my god!
Thinking of the IT crowd.
So
Thank God he was there on the beeper. This is a fucking mess. Beep.
I love it. The IT crowd came up again today in my lecture because we're talking about the piracy laws.
It's just always culturally relevant.
You're talking about the
You
piracy.
wouldn't steal a policeman's helmet
You wouldn't take a shit in it and send it back to his grieving wife.
and then steal it again.
Yeah, I know, it's a bit of a weird one. But,
It's culturally relevant. We love the IT crowd.
yes, we do. It's a fantastic show.
It's everything.
Although the show I have now started watching, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, it's quite good. Fairness. Ocker recommendations, again.
I have been. What have I been watching? I have just finished Futurama again.
Again, for how many times?
3, I think. Netflix. There's not enough stuff on there. There's not enough good stuff on there.
Get
You
the
go through it
American
and
one.
there's... Yeah, no, it was on the American one. There's not enough good shit on there either. I watched all the Friends.
Do you possibly have too much free time?
No.
Fair enough. I would say, well, because I keep meaning to get around to watching Better Call Saul as well.
Better Call Saul, what's that? I've seen it on Netflix. It didn't look very good.
Watch Breaking Bad. Watch it. It's such a great show.
Everyone's hyped it to me now. I bet it's not going to be as good. 'cause
Bryony
everyone's
loved it.
hyped
Becky loved it. Everyone loves it.
Yeah, I know, but everyone's hyped it to me. So
Because it's a great show. Go watch it. Seriously, I was like that as well. But trust me, it's such a good show. You'll really like it. They dissolve someone in a bathtub in the second episode.
that does not sound like my sort of thing.
Trust me, it is.
Contrary to popular opinion, I don't go around dissolving many people in bathtubs.
You should. It's fun. And the show inspired me to do it.
Where the fuck have you dissolved?
I was going to make a joke, but we can't make it. I was
I
going to
think
say,
I know who you're joking
you see about who's
about.
on the, you see what's written on that sheet over
Yeah.
there. I was saying you haven't seen her in a while, have you?
That does actually sort of remind me though. What's been going on with Sam? Every week we seem to have a different story about why Sam's been unlucky. So what's been Sam's bad luck for the week?
Got to think now.
This might be one of the rare weeks where there's nothing major that's happened.
Well, no,
Anvil.
it would be literally like. So no, I do have it. Yeah, last night because basically, for one thing I've learnt about living with 4 girls, I didn't think I would learn very quickly.
5 girls? Wow, 4.5.
Only on weekends, the half one comes into play. Basically, my flat like cooking a lot, and brownies are a particular
Way
thing.
to challenge gender stereotypes.
They do it. I'm not. I'm a sociologist. I'm allowed to say it. I can say it in an ironic manner. But basically, they like cooking, and they often make brownies. And we had no eggs, so I had to run down to the student shop at the end of the road.
They didn't sell eggs.
That's what I thought. Apparently, they do. I did not know this. I got that. Bryony sent me down there, so I went down to go pick up some. And Gabby also wanted some love heart stuff like that. And so I thought,
You've got to love hearts. Well, I mean, you don't.
I'd like
You've
them.
got no one to give them to, but
Neither's Gabby.
she gives them to herself.
I give them to myself.
You
but
give something to yourself.
We don't speak about that. Yeah, so basically I went down to the shop to go pick some eggs, and I was like, guys, I can't find it. Are you sure they sell them? And then Becky was like, just ask. And I did the embarrassing thing that everyone does in the shop, where you sort of go, where is so-and-so? So in this case, where are the eggs? And they go, oh, they're just down the back there. And you spend about 5 minutes going, where? So I was stood there for 2 minutes, and the woman go, no, just buy the milkshakes, just buy them. I'm like, what the fuck are the milk? Now you're giving me something else to look for. I really can't find one thing. They were just telling me to look for something. So I'm not going, where the fuck are the milkshakes?
That can't be the worst thing that's happened to you though this week.
It was one of the most embarrassing things that's happened to me this week. It was just like, because like, it was almost like, and it gets to the point where like, having worked in a position where you have to guide people to places. Like when I worked in the pub, you have to tell people where like the toilet was because it's like really hidden. So like you get
Hidden.
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 It's a new word. It means when it's like
Hidden.
it's hiding, but not. It's an object that's hiding rather than a person. It's hidden.
This was just a fucking room, basically. That was just
A fucking room.
It's very 50 Shades.
Oh
Basically.
God, not again.
Actually, I do some 50 Shades stays. 50 Shades of Grey stuff to come up. But
Have you know?
some funny stories about what happened in theatres over the week while it's been on. But anyway, so you have to guide people, and of course, in your head, you're thinking, "You fucking moron! Like, why can't you find the room? Or, like, why can't you find this?" I know what it's like to be in that position where you're like, "You're such an idiot." Just go. But it happens to me all the time. I'm one of those people who can't find anything. Like the others have a go at me at the fact that I haven't memorised everyone's shelves yet in terms of who is what in the kitchen. So like, I'll go. They go, "Can you get my stuff out the fridge, please?" I'll open the door and they go, "Yeah, it's just there on the third shelf." I'll be like, It is like, so it's like again they go like behind the butter. It's like I can't see anything on the shelf. Like stop telling me to look for other stuff.
Sam's just like you've got cataracts.
Pretty much. I mean that is now the base of it. I'm slowly gonna help me in the base. I mean I don't know when because we have Valentine's weekend of course this weekend, and which you were not here
This
for.
flat was full, as I understand it.
Yes, for the most. We went from having 0 guys here to having more, and now I'm by
Are
myself
you
again.
not a guy?
Hardly any guys here to having.
That was almost a sob.
I'm not very manly. I can claim that.
I'm looking around for evidence that you are.
Well, you face like the biggest obvious bit of evidence.
Massive pick, yeah, but next month we'll have him
Damn.
instead.
Damn. Want some of that?
It's
Basically,
looking kind of cute there.
it's the Big Bang Theory calendar, basically. Just it was got Kaylee Cuoco on there at the moment.
Yes, but
Oh, then you got Bernadette.
she's not too bad.
Not too bad. You got Raj.
Ew.
Poster.
There's only one you're going to want to look at there.
Stunning.
He's funny.
Sheldon.
Wait, she's there again.
Kaylee Cuoco in September and.
It's all good. We got to wait until September.
Yeah, but it's when I'm back here for uni, so you'll be here. We'll be in the same. I'll just be putting up like, damn, I'm back. Right.
Of course, if you wanted a picture of her up, you could just put a picture of her up. That'd be more manly.
True, that would be. But as we said, I am.
Look at your Christmas hat on.
Yeah, of course. Fucking made that. I'm staying up. Being creative and shit.
Why is Santa throwing up?
He's nice, his beard. His beard's white. You draw on a white beard on a white bit of paper. How are you going to.
Just outline it.
The grey was more creative.
It looks like he's throwing up ashes. It looks like he's eating someone's ashes and then he's throwing them up. That's really dumb.
Yeah, I didn't think of that until you said that. That was totally fine. Going, it's a beard. And now, every time I look at that, I'm going to be like, oh.
Santa eats people.
It's just low in the mood. So, of course, Valentine's weekend, you have the fact that basically everyone was like off doing their own thing, and it was sort of like, I'm just sort of sat here. But you got out of it because you went home this weekend. You did not have to put up with Valentine's weekend. You going to comment at all on this?
As far as I can tell, everyone kept themselves anyway.
Well, for most of the weekend,
Although
yeah.
there's probably a reason for that.
Yes, there probably was.
Which
We will not go into this on the
I'm
on the internet.
surprised by how strong everyone managed to be regards going to the cinema.
Oh, this weekend.
No one has actually gone from the flat to the cinema.
Well, I think they wanted to, but they.
So it's like a permanent stay.
Well-
you leave the flat and you go to the cinema and you can't come back.
Well,
Maybe
no.
we should make that a rule.
What, if they
If
go
they
see
go
it?
to watch it, they're not allowed back in.
We tried to find it last night online, see if we could find like a viral copy.
Why do you want to watch it?
It's at the point now where it's like a moment of it. It's like I want to see what the fuss is about. It's like one of those. Like when I watched The Interview, I wanted to see what all the thing was about. Bad film, don't watch it. But it's bad.
I know, that's why I didn't watch it.
But it's like the
The
thing
fact
is,
that it got put on Netflix as soon as it came out, that tells you about the quality.
but I was sort of thinking, I thought to myself like, why? it's at the point now where it's like Sharknado, one of those things. I feel like 50 Shades is going to be one of those films. Like it's so bad, it's going to be worth watching.
I have a thing where I don't really see the point of watching bad films because they're bad. Like,
yeah, but
unless they're funny.
Yeah, that's when you get to
50
laugh.
Shades isn't going to be funny. It's just going to be an abomination.
Yeah, but you can laugh at it because it's so bad.
If you could just be that one guy sitting there being all like artistic and superior, like picking out the plot holes and stuff.
You sure?
No one understands me.
If you want that, you should just watch Nymphomaniac. One of the weirder nights of my life when I was sat there pretty much watching porn with two girls in my room, and then suddenly one of them goes, "Can you give me a back massage?" to the other one. I was like, I'm living every teenage boy's dream.
Sam just slides off to the bathroom.
He's like, I'll be back in 5 minutes. 2 at a push. And it's just disturbed the entire audience now. But on with 50 Shades. 3 fantastic things. Well, I say fantastic. Fantastically funny things that emerged from speaking. One, of course, is someone did get caught for masturbating in a cinema after it.
Oh dear.
Some woman in Brazil, apparently.
At least it was like a woman. Everyone thinks, alright, that's a bit like disgusting and weird, but she's not like.
Got a cop
She's
out.
not going to be completely ostracised for it. Whereas if it was a guy, it would be like, "You're a fucking animal. Get out."
Well, I'm not particularly like pleased someone did it either way. I don't give a shit which gender they were. But
I think people are less bothered if it's a girl than a guy.
I think it's more
I think with a guy, like,
because you don't have to see anything. You don't have to see anything.
There's sort of like a bit of a, I don't know, predator, like a sort of a sexual deviant.
That's it. It's because you don't see anything.
Yeah, a woman could do it quite subtly.
Yeah, whereas you can't. That other person now just doing the face. No, it's like the peeing face as a man. It's just like you can't hide it.
Peeing face.
You know, if like you go out to the sea and like, you're there at the beach and you're in the sea, and, like I need a piss.
I've never pissed in the sea.
No, we had this comment. Yeah, we had this comment. You've
I've
never
pissed in the sea.
You've never pissed in the swimming pool either, have
I've
you?
never pissed in the swimming pool because I'm not an animal.
Yeah, but
It's not like suddenly.
But
I wouldn't pee in public, but then I'm in water, so it's okay.
the swimming pool I can more understand, but like
I can't.
no, I mean in terms of why you haven't done it. But the beach, I do not get at all. The sea is where all the piss and
I've
shit of
never-
the world ends up.
I know, but
It's beating you there.
I've never needed a piss when I've been at the beach.
What is
I mean,
wrong?
I might have pissed in the sea when I was a kid. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've never consciously pissed in the sea.
well, you do it all the time. Down where I'm from, it set the standards of Eastbourne.
I'm starting to understand why you're single. Just every time you need to piss, you just, I'm off to the beach.
No, the reason why
Pouring with rain,
The
freezing
reason-
cold, middle of January, is just people stood there like,
the reason I think
pissing
one of,
everywhere.
one of the reasons why I'm single is I think this was summed up quite nicely by a few of my friends. We went back a few years ago. We went to Eastbourne Beach because, of course, I live very close to the city. So we went to Eastbourne Beach for like a day out. This was like this was summer 2013, and we were on the beach all there, about 6 of us or so, and people were like going in the sea. I was about to go in the sea, then these 2 rather attractive girls who were sort of about 10 feet or so away from us, like on where they're like sort of set up, went into the sea. At which point my friend who was already in the sea sort of clocked them and attempted to do the most.
Them.
He saw them.
Contact.
He did. Target neutralised. No, don't say that. Don't say that. No. That's very bad. No. Oh, that was really the wrong one to say, wasn't it? Moving on. So basically, he saw them and sort of thought, "I know, I'll get him." And he started doing the most manly attempt at swimming you've ever seen. Doing like, it was like full like Michael Phelps, just sort of like
Like tensing.
yeah, like some sort of like crack at like just getting veins,
Power thirst.
yeah, like veins
Catching
everywhere.
a clip off power thirst.
He was just literally like just swimming everywhere. And then of course I was like, we were sat there laughing at him. And then of course he tried after about 5 minutes, so they got out, and then they went to do. Then of course like he tried to do like the James Bond style exit. And no man can do that on a pebbly beach because you just look like a yeah. Like the first step, you're like, yep, got this sorted. Then you take another,
Oh fuck!
and you sort of run back. I think it's just no man can do it. You can't look stylish. You just look like a twat, basically. is the upshot of that.
Bit of a nightmare.
Mm. And
I can think of worse things that could happen though.
what?
Someone could have caged you in front of them. Because
True.
let's be honest, if you're at the beach, you're in your board shorts or whatever, you don't have an erection.
No.
So it does not look impressive.
Also,
So you get kegged, it's
also-
not impressive. And if you do have an erection,
it's even
Weirder.
weirder. Yeah. Also, if you go in British Sea, it's fucking cold.
yeah.
Is it the in between this movie where he goes, he kisses her and goes, "Oh, I think I shit myself." He goes, "It's normally bigger. It was just cold."
Admittedly, that's not in Britain.
True, but it's the principle.
But if it's cold there in Malia,
Yeah, which is weird. I mean, you would have thought the sea would be warm in Malia.
well, actually no, because in reality they shot that in winter.
Oh,
That film is like that. All the bit in Malia is filmed in winter.
Oh no, yeah, I
The
knew
bit
about
where
that.
they're like walking down the strip, and
Yeah.
everyone's in like this.
Yeah,
short-
exactly.
They were like fucking freezing.
Yeah, yeah. Again, it's like stuff like that happens to films in terms of like it's not quite. Yeah, just walking around like, all right, guys, what's going on?
Why are they moving?
I know, it's
especially independently.
It's like you never played Dead or Alive. This is what happens. Because you know what, Bridie's comment about why FIFA can't have a FIFA females game because
Yes.
she thinks that basically men are going to perv out because like they put
This
graphics
is the
in.
debate we've had. I don't think they would put
No,
graphics in.
so she thinks basically the graphics will come in. So like basically, as the people has front, boobs will just jump up and down. And we were
Doesn't really happen.
Have you played-
Having watched women's football,
we like trying to
I've checked.
It's like this is the shittest wank I've ever had.
That's just awful.
But basically, yes, see, but basically, if you play Dead or Alive, the graphics for it are so because it's like a volleyball game for those who haven't played it. And basically, they do move independently of each other. Like they'll go to hit the ball, and one will go like that way, and one goes that way. It's like really fucking weird. It's just badly, it's so bad.
When
Anyway,
was this made?
a few years ago, I want to say, like at least 2-3 years ago, I want to say. It's not that old. It's just so badly animated. But also, go back to beach stories, and then of course, similarly, like last year, we went to the same beach again, and you have the case where it's sort of like all like the sort of like attractive like foreign exchange students who come down for like, and they're all sort of like there in bikinis, and then you
It sounds like I don't know, like the coolest place in the world.
It's-
All the foreign,
I'm
gorgeous foreign exchange students.
I'm
just
gonna pick
walking
up.
down
I'm
the
gonna pick up
beach.
Eastbourne, right? I've got to pick up your like your home area.
It's full of old people.
As long as you don't mind smelling piss, you're good.
That's you.
Yeah, that's it. That's just me. I was gonna say, I just don't go in the sea. If I've been there, don't go in the sea. But basically, then of course, it gets to the point where like you see like every now and again there'll be like the twat with like muscles sort of like walking along. You know the type of people I mean?
Well, the ones who are always tensing.
Yeah, like they literally walk around like sort of like a permanent ballet teddy pose.
Yes, there was one of those in the year below me at school who shall remain nameless. My friends will know who I'm talking about. He used to walk around with his girlfriend like this.
You accused me of that the other night when I was getting a drink and I was sat there drinking it, and you were like, "Are you deliberately tensing?" 'Cause my arm was just sort of like that, just for like a little while longer.
It did look like you were like, just going to do this shot.
It was like, just break the glass in my hand, like, ugh.
Throw it at someone.
But then of course, they like walk past, and all their heads sort of go. Then you sort of like, it's my turn. And you just sort of like, and like you hear like children screaming in the back. It's sort of like,
it's like it's a really sleek, sexy music, and then you walk past the other way, and it's like circus tune.
it's just not a good. It's not a good. Yeah, it's not. It never really works that well. But on
I
the
can't even remember how we got onto beach stories.
because you were saying about embarrassing things to happen to me, and I was just going
50. The woman
why I'm single. Why?
50
Because you said that's why I'm single. You said something about why I'm single, and also the other bit. Going back to these shows again. One of the 3 fantastic cinema stories from the week. The second one, the footage in Germany of a news report where like, they're interviewing people inside the cinema who are like inside the screening, like where they're about to, just the film is about to start. They're interviewing people, and this man walks in by himself, clocks the camera, and just does a quick 180 and walks straight back the other way. And then he sort of stands outside. Then at the airport, you see him like stick his head round the side to see if the camera's gone off. It's like so obvious. Like he's just like, it's so bad.
That man's wife was away for the weekend.
Yeah. Or there was like the footage from the Graham Norton show as well, with like the Graham Norton like shouting out to the crowd, like, has any man actually read the books? And there's like one Irish guy's hand, he goes up, and they're like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "It's fucking shite." It's so funny. That was the worst Irish accent ever. But pretty much just goes, "It's shit." It's so. Well, then I can't remember where it was, but then there was a woman who like attacked a man with a bottle. They like threw like a bottle at a man or something like that because they were talking in the cinema. So he was like, "Do you mind being quiet, please?" And they like flipped out and attacked him. I was like, "Calm the fuck down."
I don't know. Like, there's this mass hysteria over it. And you know, there's obviously a load of fans of the book, which in itself is questionable.
I actually read some of it last night while looking for this thing. We typed in like and it comes up like extracts. And I haven't read the extracts for like 2 years when it actually came out as like a joke. You know, when you sort of like, as I said, like did the loud reading in W.H. Smith
when you're
on
your own in your bedroom.
No, but basically, I read it. I was like, people found this attractive. I was just like reading. It's like the biggest load of crap ever.
But you know, like I was a massive fan of Kick-Ass when it came out.
Yeah.
But I looked at the reviews for the second one. They were awful, so I didn't go and see it. Similarly, if you're a fan of 50 Shades, the book,
which we have some fans of.
Yeah.
In the house.
We won't go into why that's wrong, but and you see the reviews saying that the film's rubbish. Why do you go and watch it anyway?
But again, because I think unfortunately it's a cultural event in terms of it's like the intrigue. For example, the Lucy Beale case on EastEnders at the moment. I couldn't give a shit who killed her, but I want to know at the same time so I can be aware of what's going on. Just to know.
I haven't watched EastEnders since I was about 6, and it was an accident. I didn't want to watch it.
I used to watch it until about the age of 10.
I have absolutely no time for soap operas / soaps, or however you want to describe them. They are a piss take.
I'm not so sure. I don't watch any. I watch like odd episodes. And, like if I'm back home, usually my sister's watching it, so I'll watch it as well just because it's on.
I really honestly have like severe internal debates about what's worse, reality TV or soaps.
I say reality TV.
Yeah, but only marginally worse. And the only reason that it gets away with it, soaps get away with it, is because it's fiction.
Yeah, true. But in fact, most reality TV is fiction as well. It's just played up for the camera.
Well, that's very true.
It's just played up for the camera. But what was I going to say?
We're not naming any names. We are not referring to any specific shows that we claim are fiction.
Essex.
No, we're not referring to any specific shows. Cut.
There'll be like some like technical difficulties music going on, like just like.
Where's the board?
You wish you had the photo from me last week, and I'm sexy, and I know it. That's what's going to be up there right now.
Just on a loop.
10-hour me.
I apologise to all our viewers for the poor quality of the Photoshop.
I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was alright.
It wasn't great, but we need to put the hashtag in again.
What?
We need to get this campaign going. Grint for Spider-Man 2K15.
Yes, because you actually made.
I did actually make the hashtag. I made the picture, and it's all on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. There's a link at the end, and I'll put the hashtag in again. Let's get this going.
You seriously? We're going to make Sony and Marvel listen, basically, is what's going to happen here. We're going to put together like, don't want to fucking do it, and just like...
Well, it's better than just us plugging ourselves. Like, if you're watching this, you probably already watch our other videos. Watch our other videos.
Either that or you stumbled this on accident, I don't know, maybe looking for porn or something like that, and you just sort of...
How would they get to... I don't tag porn in it. Maybe I should.
Get us views.
It would. It's really funny, actually, because... obviously I put 50 Shades of Grey in the title and as a tag on our last video, and all the suggested videos were proper serious ones, and ours is just our podcast.
Yeah, it's just us two, just like randomly, like, in the middle of all this like sexual stuff, it's just our two faces just like just in the middle of all this.
Your face, all suited and booted.
Like from about 3 years ago nearly.
I did sort of go through your Facebook and
find
that picture.
Yeah, stalker. I showed you the photos. I'm surprised you. I'm quite impressed you managed to remember the name of my school in order to go back.
I didn't. I looked up community college. Howsham.
Don't go. Oh, you didn't. No, hey, she's. No offense. No, hey, she's.
No. I found I googled that and your one came up.
What? You typed in Howsham Community College?
Well, no, I put near.
Near Helsham Community.
No, near Community College, near Helsham.
Because the Helsham School is called Helsham Community College, HCC.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, when yours popped up, I remembered the name, Ringma?
Yeah, Ringma, yeah.
Which sort of sounds like some sort of bacteria.
What's he got? He's got Ringma. Poor bastard. In fact, it's just it's a small little village sort of place. Basically, my sister went there, so I didn't get a choice. Because when my sister was like first looking at schools, the local secondary school for us, HCC, Helsham Community College. I have friends who went here, so I'm allowed to say this. It wasn't fantastic. She went there, and the first thing the teacher said, like, you know how like on open evenings they have got the big presentation talks. The first thing the teacher said was, "We don't only have to make sure the students turn up on time. We have to make sure that we get them in lessons too." And my dad apparently just sat in his... my dad's went like... like upon like realisation, sort of like, oh no. But again, but the irony thing is, when I went to Ringmer and my friends went to HEC because like my friends from primary school, because of course it was local, as Ringmer declined, HEC went up. So like by the time I left,
it's your fault.
Yeah,
that one's on you.
I'm single-handed.
You with all your awful prospectus pictures.
The thing is, I knew, because you know how they have, I don't know what yours call this, but like for head boy and head girl, they have names like
we
engraved
didn't have
on.
head boy or head girl.
Really? You live near Oxford? I mean, come on, that's like
no. Our school was not posh. Okay, I can get anyone who went there to vouch for this. It was a scummy. Look, it's officially called an academy.
Yeah, so our one's officially academy.
It's not an academy. It's scummy and it's awful, and no matter what the people in charge say, because one of them's like a proper little power trip, little man syndrome.
Oh yeah.
He'd try to make it into like some sort of model school. It's not. I mean, the results aren't bad, but the actual school is shit.
Yeah, the results were bad in our actual school shit.
So no, we did not have head boy or head girl or prefects or houses, or we did have houses, but they were shit.
But basically, like they had
no one cared what house they were.
Because they have like wooden plaques in front, and they write the names of like head boy and head girl for that year going down. And of course, we had like a health and safety sort of week in terms of like we had like a week off like in terms of different curriculum activities in year 11, and one of them was like a health day. So we got like a police officer to come and talk to us about drugs. And he was like, I actually used to go to the school. In fact, I went up for the position of head boy, but I didn't get it. So when, of course, I walked past and saw the name on the board, he was like, should have been me. It's not the reason why I'm here. Like as a joke, but he sounded dead serious about it. Like he was like still up about it. And I was still thinking, and I was thinking to myself,
comes back to school.
And I was thinking to myself, is that going to be me like in 20 years? I'm going to come back to the school for like a day.
So you missed out, didn't you?
Yeah, I missed out. Apparently, because I went.
You were close to getting it and you didn't?
Because I took the then head girl. I went with her to. I was friends with her, and I took her to. Friends that come, going to love this reference. I took her to the Harry Potter studios, and of course, this was a girl I liked at the time. And it's now a running joke that I take girls. Everyone's like, it's a joke back home that I take girls like to Harry Potter studios. Like I don't. So if I'm going to take the girl on a date, I take her to Harry Potter.
I love that. Like, they sort of seal the deal.
Hey, she fucking loved it.
Yes.
Not enough to date.
I'd love it if you took me to the Harry Potter studios. I'm not going to go out with you.
Sorry. Say no. But basically she was
maybe that's just because it was all for the camera.
Now I'm scared. Basically. But she was like, oh, they really wanted to give it to you. It was just so and so had done more curriculum activities. I was like,
I took you to fucking Harry Potter studio.
No, she didn't give me the fucking judge. But it was like...
You took the wrong person then, didn't you?
It
makes a decision. You should have taken them.
I found out a week after the person who was doing my interview, my mum was friends with their mum, and like apparently we knew the family. I did not, because they like worked together. I had no idea about this.
You should have taken one for the team. You know, I mean, send the little general in. You may not have found that person attractive, but you've got to do what you've got to do.
I lied in the interview.
Ah, dear. See, he's dishonest. This is a dishonest man.
Because my brain, because they went, can you, because like...
You cheat and lie.
No, because the school fucked up as well, I'm going to explain why. But basically they were like, the way they did, because there were several positions you could apply for. You could apply for head boy and head girl, or you could apply for the head boy and head girl of each house. They had like lower roles. And I think there was like a sport one as well that you could take on. And so I applied for head of my house and head boy of the college. And they based...
Fucking military.
Hey,
did you like haze the people who were joining your school, like hazing the year 7.
Oh yeah, look, talk to them, yeah. We're like, come to
That's not hazing.
Oh, what's hazing?
Hazing is like ritual bullying to initiate people.
Oh no, fuck no, we didn't do that. Jesus Christ, no, we didn't do that. Basically, and so they got to me, they were like, can you give us examples of leadership? And my brain went blank. So I said about how I was at a summer, like, I was a captain of a football team at like a summer football tournament. And
You lying fuck.
And I said...
You're not captain material.
I am, but for different reasons. But basically, and I was like, I'm not going to say we won. Even in my head, I was processing, like, I was like, we came third, but you know, it was a good experience. And now, like, alright, they've written this down. I was like, fucking sold it. But then, like,
where was the tournament? Newcastle.
and then what was I doing? I was like, I was in the Scouts for 6 years. I was a leader of like a group.
You
I had like
fucking moron.
I was like, why didn't I just say I did this? And then they were like,
you know, all the
and they were
bum finger
and they were
stuff.
like, and of course, like the extracurricular activities they were talking about, they were saying,
probably worried that you learned some stuff.
yeah, right. That never happened. No, it doesn't happen. Basically, I was
Miss Hamill.
he wasn't in the Scouts as far as I'm aware.
He was in you.
Oh, some editing is
Sorry,
needed.
that's just awful.
Some editing is needed. No, some more technical difficulties music. But basically, so like they were on about extracurricular activities, and they were sort of thinking, oh, you. I was like, I think myself, I was in like God knows how many school plays and after school things and that. I was like, didn't deem that enough. But
Romeo.
I shaved my legs for that, bro. But no, and also like. The interview was awkward because like all the interviews took place over a day and they made their mind up on that same day. And when my slot was going in, I got called into the head teacher's office, and I got made to sit outside like in like the reception bit. And they had 2 receptionists, so they had one there, and I was sort of sat in the middle, like between the 2 desks. And they had like heart radio playing in the background.
Oh, I fucking hate heart radio.
Yeah. And then "Don't Stop Me Now" came on the radio. Very good song, but I was so sad. And the 2 receptionists started singing like at full. But I was just sat there. I thought in my head I was like, should I join in? I was like,
Oh no!
I was to myself, I was like, will this only points in the interview if I look like I'm sociable with the staff? And then in the end I went, no, I'm not that desperate, I just sat there. Then they called me,
Yeah,
and there's another point as well. There was then when I walked into the office, the first thing I did, I clocked like the entire surroundings because, basically, there was a joke at my school that my head teacher, who was a rather large woman, had a bagel machine in her office. And there was even a Facebook page called blank, I'm not going to say her name, it's Bagel Machine. This got found by the school and taken down. So of course, I walked in, the first time I'd been in that office, I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like looking around to see if I could see it.
Well, the guy who was the head teacher that won the Little Man Syndrome, there was a Facebook page of the people in our school that was, what was it, I'll listen to Mr. Blank when he grows to be my height. I remember he once said there was a guy I was friends with in like year 9, 10, who massive rugby player.
Yeah.
And it must have been year 9 because we were like 13, 14.
Yeah.
And little midget guy walks up, he starts shouting at us and goes, at your age, not your shoe size. This guy's shoe size was already 13. I mean, there's literally not a worse phrase he could have used.
Yeah. But there was also, I remember, because like, the way they did it, it was like a cross between like X Factor and The Apprentice. It was really weird. Like we all sort of assembled there, like you have to be here at like 2 o'clock or so to be given the news of who's going to do what. And basically, it dawned on me while I was sat there outside for the final like telling of who got what. There were 4 guys and 8 girls. They had laid off too many guys in the interview process, and I was like, wait a second, that means they can't do this. I was like, they can't work out, they can't have like head boy and I was like, so they kind of have to change this somehow anyway. And we got inside and it was like, we were called into the ballroom, it was like the receptionist went like, Lord Sugar will see you now sort of thing. And we walked in and like everyone was gathered around.
If you didn't make it, did you have to leave the school?
No.
Just forever.
You got leave in a Rolls Royce.
My exams, no!
And we were just everyone at that point got a position because you had to be given a position. Once you got to the point, it was just what position you'd get.
Was yours like just a nothing role?
Everyone got a nothing role if you weren't head boy, head girl that year because of course they fucked up with it.
Just a title.
They were we were just given deputy head boy. But when you were stood there, you were outside. They were like,
you were Nick Clegg.
yeah, I was. Oh god.
You were Nick Clegg. You were that guy. No one even knows what you look like.
This was because I remember my dad saying when I went down.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
The best was because when I went out for my college interview, I had to go in my school uniform because I didn't have enough time to change, and my dad had to get me down there because of course the bus was like we're taking like 2 hours or so because it like timings and it shut. And so I went up to the interview, and of course I had this tie on and the badge, and my dad was like, "So does everyone who's a senior student just have that tie and that badge?" I was like, "Pretty much, if you're not the head boy." He was like, "So surely then what you could have done is every time you could have all gone down together for your interview, like everyone from my school, and you could just swap the tie and badge over every time someone into the room and just claimed that you were like also." They go, "Blimey, you've got a lot of prefects at this school." Just like you would like put your standing up above the school. I arrived there, and they were first thing she spotted was the badge. She was like just trying to read the badge, and I was just like, they pretty much like, offered me a place like then and then. They didn't even like read my like kind of put it to have like a portfolio to present. And
seriously, all the criteria just says, "Has he got a badge?"
I felt like Will from the
badge which says, "Hi, it's my birthday."
Yeah, that's what I say.
Tick.
I felt like Will from the Imitation, when he just walks through like the briefcase and the tie, because that's what our senior student ties look like. They look like the Slytherin / in-betweeners ties.
Rudge Park? Rudge
Hill? Yeah, sort of that thing.
Something like that.
We were, and I remember like when we were like when it was getting announced, obviously we were sat there and they were like, they did like X Factor stuff and they were like, and the head boy is, and there was like a moment's pause. Yeah, that's what everyone had going for the head, and they were like, so and so. I'm not going to say the name. So and so, and I was like, and everyone was like,
everyone's like, well, that's a fucking fix.
And everyone, there was like 4 guys in the room at the point, including me, and we were all like, in fairness, we thought it was either going to. When we walked out, and everyone was like, we thought it was going to be either him or me, and I was like, I thought it was going to be him or him. I was like, at night, and we walked out, and I say a friend of mine, someone I knew, leaned over to me and whispered, like he was like proper pepped up, like, angry about it. He was like, "Fucking so and so." I was just like, Jesus Christ! I can't. I'm like, mate,
right, you're gonna kill him. You're gonna kill him.
It was literally like what that was like, and I was like, it's head boy for a secondary school. Calm your shit. It's not your manager of like Netflix or like.
Okay, we're going to start a smear campaign. We're going to take him down, undermine his authority.
Everyone hated him. The head boy. I was just like, I felt so bad. I was like,
well, that happens sometimes. We did have house captains.
Yeah, that's pretty much. We had that in primary school,
and we had each one had a house captain and a sports captain in 3 houses. And I remember one of the houses, their sports captain was like the least popular guy. Yeah, there's that one that thinks he belongs in the popular group, but they don't like him, and no one else likes him. Yeah, and that was that guy. Everyone hated him.
I remember like 2 years before me, they had a brother and sister got it, and the girl was the daughter of one of the heads of house, so that wasn't fixed.
We had that. Okay, the daughter of the head teacher guy, whose mum was also on school staff. She went to our school. She was year below me, and she won like fucking everything. Yeah, she was in all the pictures. She was like the house captain. Yeah, it's like no.
I remember doing an open evening. Like the first open evening I did, we had to like show the early year 6s who would like come interview with their parents. And I was so like, oh shit, we have to like act professional, like show the school around, show the parents around the school, and the teach, and one of the heads of house, like we were packing up the chairs after like the big presentation, where like my photo came up again in the school. There was also, I will come back to another photo story as well in a second. I remembered one from last week that I didn't actually tell. There are so many.
Was there just a school photographer like following you around?
Near enough. Like
the paparazzi.
Yeah, we did.
Mr. Lewis, will you comment on?
So punch him in the face. But basically,
so there's a feature about how you're going to rehab and your career's collapsed.
Can't wait for that one. I was just sat there and
I'm going to write it.
Yeah, you probably will. We're doing journalism course, good practice. And I was packing away the chairs, and then one of the heads of house shouted, "George!" And I sort of didn't. I was, that's not because that's not my fucking name. And he was like, "George," and like he went, "George." He came and like. Tapped my shoulder. I was like, turn around. I was like, yeah. And he was like, I was thinking to myself, I'm not fucking George. And
you should have said that.
But of course,
no, was fucking George.
But I looked like the other guy. There was another one of the C students was called George, and he looked a little bit like me from a distance. If you like, sort of, because I had my back to him as well. but he still thought I was George. Like he didn't correct himself. He didn't go, "Oh, sorry, Sam." He was like, "Can you show this family around?" I was like, "Gladly." So I was like, "Shit."
Sorry, I've got lockjaw.
I was like, "Shit, I've never given a tour before," and I was like,
Turns out I don't know my way around.
No, I knew that, but they were like coming at me like I was sounding like that guy, like
George.
I was sounding like that guy at the opening was suddenly going, "What's the average class size?" And I was sounding like, I remember I went about 25, and they were like, "Oh,
This many."
and they're like, "Oh, that's quite high." I was like, I'd say, and I was like, it's between 20 and 25. It changes per class and stuff like that. And they were like, "Oh, okay." And then more parents saw I was giving a tour and tagged along. So by the end, I had about a crowd of like 20, and I was like Moses just walking
Please
through
keep your arms inside the tour group.
I was just like walking around like Moses, just like with my followers, just like, and
They say he knows how often the meals get changed in the canteen.
and I was like I was giving a talk, and then like one of my photos went round, like on one of the screens, like because we had screens up, like TVs up, and I was like, "Oh, just jokingly, if you want to see a photo of me from year 7," and I was like, "Alright, it's me there," and I was like, none of them laughed. They were like, I was like, "Alright, moving on," and
Just one of them walking up. Well, that was shit.
and then so I stuck with this family for the entire tour. I gave them a full tour around the place, and then like the mum and the dad had an argument in the middle of my tour. They were like, the mum was like really artistic, and the dad was like sort of like, "I want to see the maths department," and the mum was like, "Can we see the library and the drama studio?" It was like, "Oh, there's no time for that. I want to see the DT room and like the maths department." And so and they were sort of arguing about where they should go. I was like, "There's time." I was like,
that's the point where you want to be like. See, if you were in sixth form, you probably could have got away with this. Just like get a fire extinguisher.
I was just sort of like,
anyway.
I was like, I can take you to everywhere. I was like, "Don't worry." And I took them to the maths department. That was where they ended up. And the head girl was in there at the time, and she was showing her family around as well. Unfortunately, they got stuck with the boring maths teacher who kept them there for 20 minutes. So for 20 minutes, I was just having a conversation with that girl, and another teacher came in and saw me, and we had a conversation. And it's like, and then I could see like the family like waning on to death for the maths teacher. So I like jumped in on about 20 minutes. Was like, "Yeah, sorry, they're with me. I've got to show them around the rest of the school," and they were like, "Thank you."
Friends for life.
And I walked
we
out,
still go to the tennis club.
and I was like, "Have you shown everything you want to see?" And they go, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Sorry if this was a bit bad because it's like the first time I give a tour." And they're like, "Oh, don't worry, you're a natural." And I was just sort of like,
Walked straight out of school and
like
straight into a city tour.
just strutted out. But now going back to photo stories. Again, the amount of times my photos came up in assemblies, like I was for the options assembly. Do you remember?
Were you that kid? I was like, "Way!"
Yeah, I was. Options assembly. Everyone sat there with their parents, including me and mine, just sat in the hall. And they bring a photo, and the assemble one of me with a map comes up, and everyone in front of me turns around. I was like, "It's you!" And even my mum and dad look at me and go, "That's you." I was just like, "Yeah."
Your dad's like, just talking to the kid next to him. "So, what options are you going to pick?"
He's like, "Hello,
"What options are you going to pick, son?"
Yeah. Just like, "Hello."
Dad's just sat there like.
I was just like, "Oh god!" And it happening like in sports assemblies as well, like photos of me, just like photos of me, like
So you were that kid.
I was everywhere. I was just like everyone like fucking knew me. Have I spoken about the chant yet on the podcast? Because I feel like we're on a point now where like we're approaching. How many minutes are we on?
Probably about 45.
Yeah, we're about 45 minutes or so in. Just staring into the camera because we reset it. I forgot. So
That's a long 5 minutes.
We'll close with this story because of course we.
I've got a story.
How long's your story?
Not very long.
Okay, fine. You tell the story first, then we'll wrap
Okay.
up.
We in year 11 as part of it was like we had theme days because essentially they didn't have the budget to do proper extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
They produced theme days.
Yeah.
Which like 6 a year. It was one every term.
Yeah.
It was awful. But one of them was Dragon's Den.
We did one of those. Yeah.
We had a Dragon's Den thing, and it was like someone on the board of governors, the town mayor, and someone on the senior staff were the dragons, and they were sat in a desk. They were sat in a desk at one end of it's like a temporary stage that we had up, and the other people came on at the other end. They gave like either a PowerPoint presentation or just spoke to everyone. And my friend, you could probably guess the one I'm talking about.
Yeah. It's the one I've met.
A socially awkward friend. Right. Okay. Our houses were Ridgeway, Vale, and White Horse.
Yeah.
So Ridgeway were the first one, and he was in 11R1. So there were 4 different forms in each house.
Yeah.
So he was in 11R1. So he was up first. Bang. First go. They call his group up. He's the only one that goes.
Yeah.
The rest of them just sit down and pretend they're not involved.
Yeah.
So he's the only one up there.
Yeah.
Microphone. All of our year. Senior staff. Mayor. Person on the board of governors.
Yeah.
The first thing he says, he gets up and he goes, right, well, I've never really spoken on microphone before, but I would be up here with other people, but the rest of my group pussied out. I was just like, ah! He was so awkward, he just kept saying really shit. And you can see our mayor like,
who the fuck is this kid?
Security.
I grabbed stands up. I want to hire that kid.
It was amazing. It was that was the classic moment.
Because when we did it, I can't remember who I was with. I was with a group of like a few people, and like we originally had this great idea for a product. I can't remember what the name of our product was, and then I think we had like some weird toilet thing. Like I can't remember quite what it was, but it was some sort of like it was. How was it? It was a. It was like some sort of like pedestal. You know how like have the bins like a footprint to like lift up a bit. We had that idea for a toilet. Yeah, so we had that idea for a toilet seat. So as a man, you stand there. We were working with girls. Someone suggested that as a joke, and the girl was like, "We're doing it." And then I was the one made to speak. And our slogan, because she had to have a slogan. I think it was something on the lines of, "We literally take the piss," as a joke, because we thought we'd never have to say this. My friend then overheard us say it in the planning. So when we got up to our presentation in front of the head teacher. I, of course, want to give the presentation because, again, everyone else in my group pussied out. So they go, any questions from the audience? And my friend stuck his hand up. I was like,
what's your slogan?
And I was like, we don't really have one. They go, no, you said you had that slogan. I was like, we got rid of it. And they go, and the teacher was like, oh, what was your slogan? And I was there.
Was it in front of everyone?
In front of my entire year, and in front of the head teacher.
Amazing.
I had to go, we literally take the piss. And my head teacher just looked so disappointed. And I was just like, yeah, this is a bad day.
I'm that friend. I am that person.
Yeah.
We definitely had a slogan.
Dude, I'm thinking of more school stories now, which I haven't told on the podcast, but I'm going to save one of them for next week. I'm going to have to remember to say it.
Okay. Next week, this is more for us to remember.
Yeah.
Next week, Sam will have another story. Remember.
I also have, but I feel like I need to.
There was a photo story.
No, I told the photo story. The two
that
I
was
wanted.
When you were going to say from last week.
Was there?
Yeah, you said you had one which you thought of from last week about photos, but that you forgot.
Oh, that was the assembly thing. That's what I was saying about another photo story. But I had one. The one I want to say. But I feel like I need a longer time to say it because we're already 50 minutes
in. We need
in.
like an extra segment. Sam's story.
This isn't enough turn into school stories. I like once. But
okay, so next week Sam will have
2.
Write them down.
I'm gonna have to. I will remind myself.
Write yourself little prompts.
I have 2 school stories.
So basically. I guess that's our
second
podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up there.
This is going as well as the last one. I hope.
Yeah,
our first 2 attempts went great, but this one's gone.
Yeah.
Well, so
yeah, I'm going to make a note on my phone and write it down. Basically, the chant story, for any one of those. For my friends watching at home, if you are watching this, you'll know what story I'm on about. The chant story at Welsh Camp, and also the second story, which I suddenly nearly forgot, the R&L story.
Okay, so it sounds like there's some interesting things happening there. But anyway, yes, that does wrap up our podcast.
Yes, thank you very much for watching.
Remember to subscribe to the channel and share and like and everything. There'll be links somewhere in a second.
So I'm going to respond to a text. But thank you very much for watching.
Ever the professional.
Yes, obviously. If you get my phone went off in our very first video, so.
Yeah, that's very true, it did. So yeah, thanks for watching.
Yes.
This has been L&L Comedy.
Yes, and we will be back next week.
On Monday.
Yes, back
Monday or Tuesday.
Yes, depending on which day. Right, so until next time.
See you later, guys.